Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here and welcome back to another Division 2 video, and today, as part of our ongoing Division 2 coverage, I want to go over all the skills we currently know about in-game. Some of them we've seen, others have been passing mentions in gear bonuses, so I figured it'd be handy to round up everything we currently have so far. If you missed any of my recent Division 2 videos, then I've gone over brand sets, how the mod system has changed, and more recently, the 3 specializations. You can find them all linked down below, but if you do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. Now, skills are of course an integral part of your loadout in-game. They'll ultimately influence the way you play, as well as the gear, bonuses, and talents you choose. When going hands-on at E3, despite being level 30 characters with a specialization unlocked, each agent only had one skill available. Now, to be clear, that won't be the case in the full game. By that point in game, you'll be able to equip 2 skills, but since they weren't ready to reveal them all just yet, they limited our builds to just 1. Each different station had a predetermined loadout, and since we were running in a team of 4, there were 4 different skills to try out. 3 new, 1 returning. So let's start there. First up, we have the assault drone. This is an unmanned device that you can throw into the air and it will home in on nearby enemies and fire at them from above. It's pretty cool to see, super useful in combat, and it's one of those things that I can imagine being pretty useful in PvP scenarios. Also, if you guys have been around since Division 1, then you might even remember the early gameplay trailer that had a drone in it. Admittedly, back then the drone tied into the mobile app that was supposed to let a 5th player join your team and assist you from their phone or tablet, but sadly that never made it into the game. And while this drone obviously doesn't tie it into an app, it is still cool to see. Now, since a lot of the menus were locked in the demo, I wasn't able to explore the skill further, but we do currently know of 2 types of drone, Assault and Protector. Assault drone being the one that you're seeing in the gameplay, but Protector lets the drone take on a completely different role in battle. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd assume instead of seeking out a target, it might instead follow you about, sort of like how the Seeker Mine in Division 1 could follow you for a bit before attacking enemies. Something like that could be cool. Additionally, keep in mind that on top of the base skill modifications, some skills will also have special mods accessible through the new specializations, so I'd be interested to see what sort of mods they might attach to the drone. Anyway, moving on from there, we then have the Chem launcher. This looks a lot like the sticky bomb launcher from Division 1, but instead the Chem launcher shoots out various chemicals that disperse upon impact, forming these large clouds. The effects of these chemicals will vary depending on your mod choice. In the demo we played, the clouds could catch fire if you shot at them, or if there were nearby explosions, and if you place the clouds near one another, those flames would chain between clouds. You get to fire out multiple shots or multiple clouds with one use of the skill, so you can really use these to lock down an area if you know enemies are coming in. Additionally, going in the information from the official website, some of the other effects include corrosive acids and also repairing nanobots, so I imagine you could instead turn this into some sort of healing cloud for your team. After that, you then have the Hive. While initially described as a more defensive tool, there's an offensive version called the Wasp Hive, and this version, when placed, will cause lots of small drones to fly up into the sky and home in on the target, raining down explosive mini rocket hell. What's interesting about this is that the drones will primarily focus on an enemy's weak points, which naturally makes this exceptionally useful at dealing with the more heavily armoured, tanky enemies with parts to break. However, if no weak spots are present, then it will just attack whatever is nearby. Given the skill description, I'd be willing to bet the more defensive offerings will perhaps act more as proximity mines that you can place down to be set off when enemies get close, meanwhile the offensive Wasp variant is naturally much more aggressive. Either way, really cool to see in action when all the drones home in on the target. Then finally, the last one is a returning skill from the Division 1, and that's the Seeker Mine. If you played Division 1, then this needs no explanation, but if you didn't, the Seeker Mine is a small ball-shaped explosive that, as the name suggests, seeks out the target. Once activated, it'll lock onto the closest target, and it'll roll along the ground and detonate when it gets near. Again, the version we used was pretty standard, so it's unclear at this stage whether the same mods will be making a return or whether this too will see some changes. But for now, it's pretty cool to see it back, since it is one of the more iconic skills. Now, those were the only ones currently shown in the gameplay, but we do know of 2 more skills returning, and that's the ballistic shield and the turret. When inspecting the gear on some of the agents, they had skill-specific bonuses. One of them was for turret skill power, and the other was for shield skill power. Again, it's entirely possible that those skills could return with completely new and different mods, especially when you factor in the specialization exclusive offerings, but until we see them in action, we won't know for sure. But for now, that's what we have to go on. 6 skills so far: Assault Drone, Chem Launcher, Hive, Seeker Mine, Shield, and Turret. Gamescom is just around the corner, so with any luck I'll have a chance to go hands-on with the game again and perhaps record something new, depending on what they have at the show. But until then, let me know what you guys think, let me know if there's anything else you would like to know more about, and thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.